Right, so I'm KD.
And I'm Sham, and together we are Boxing and Bantz.
So we are joined by a rising star, amateur boxer, ZACK HAWLEY, aka The Thunder. Welcome, ZACK. You are actually our first guest of 2021. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here.
No worries.
ZACK, thank you so much for joining. Just before we start, I'd like you to tell our viewers exactly how old you are.
15.
15.
Wow.
So before we even get into the interview, everybody know that ZACK is only 15 years old. And in speaking about, obviously, you know, your age, we were looking through your Instagram, this week, and we noticed a post. So I wondered if you could just tell us a little bit about, your life before you started boxing.
Yeah, sure.
And your life at school, because I know you went into a lot of detail about that on your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm always up for talking about that. So it was basically, I was around, like, I'd always been like kind of a quiet kid, but I'd always stand up for myself. Then just like across the years, I kind of just got picked on a bit. Then I started getting bullied when I was 13 by some older lads, like probably 16 odd years old. And at the time I felt like I actually got severe PTSD from it, and just made my mental health get overall worse. And I kind of started getting these thoughts. And then I was diagnosed with anxiety ++ and OCD ++, which still affects me today and will forever affect me. And I was just in a terrible place at the time. I just felt like even the simplest look from a person would just raise my anxiety, and I would just feel like I just wanted to flip out there and then. And I just couldn't control it, because I just felt like a ticking time bomb for ages. And then later on down the line, I cut some more people to just start stuff with me, and because they knew, because usually it's like, oh, people know that I would respond to it, and I wouldn't take that from people. So it was kind of like, oh, this kid's easier to get. Plus, I was always like the just like lanky, skinny kid. So it was kind of like, oh, he should be an easy target. But I'd always step up to the challenge, no matter what it was. And then just before, whilst things were quite bad, lockdown happened, and that was kind of good and bad for me, because it meant like I could kind of get away from that, but as well I was trapped in my head. So for ages, it was just like, start of lockdown was kind of terrible for me, because my mental health just got worse overall, and I just like all the time I'd just wake up and I just, like I said to my parents, I just didn't want to live anymore. Like I never like thought about suicide really, but like I had those thoughts in my head. Like I would wake up in the morning and I just wouldn't want to move. But then and my parents and family were so supportive of me, and my mum was like, we're trying everything. But I just said, the only person who can make this change is me. So I decided that from here I'm turning my life around. So I still have my struggles, but I've always, like, since I was probably 12, I've always loved boxing. I just never got really the chance to do it, because I even said to my parents a couple of years before, when I was being bullied. So I thought, oh, maybe that could help me just like defend myself and stuff a bit more, and just kind of more confident in myself. Then I think they thought at the time, oh, he'll probably sack this off quite quick. But I think after they saw how dedicated I was during the lockdown period, when I were in another one, but kind of just that change in me, because it's like I've kind of found who I am now through boxing, and I know what I want to do.
That's a really, really inspiring story. And, can I just say, how mature you sound, for your age, and to speak about mental health so candidly is really, really impressive and very inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah.
So why did you choose to turn to boxing? Was it, obviously the whole bullying situation, and what made you make that, decision and say, right, I'm gonna do boxing?
Yeah. Well, it was mainly I saw, because I just kept seeing it around for ages and stuff, and it was kind of like, just in my head, I was kind of like, I've always been a fighter. I've always, if I've got knocked down, I've always got up and come back stronger. Where it got to that lockdown period, and I said, all right, I'm there to turn my life around, because I'm the only one who can, because yes, I can, all the support in the world can give you so much, but it's only you who's going to take you who's going to make that change, who's going to take that step forward. So I was just like, right, I'm there to turn myself into the person I want to be, which I'm not fully there yet, but I'm on the path now.
And Zach, talk to us about your height, because I think at 15 you're standing at, is it 6'1" already?
6'2".
6'2", okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
really at your age there's still room for more growth.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be an advantage to you when you you do have your professional fights against your opponents?
Yeah, I think it will, because to be fair, I've been told this by my coaches before as well, how I'm very tall, but as well I have a very long reach. It's like 77 inches, I'm pretty sure, my reach. So, and I spoke to my coaches about it before, because they said, because I'm not really light, but I'm kind of just on the average side for my like age and height currently. So I'm currently weighing in like 69 kilograms. So I'm like top of welterweight for amateurs. So they said you'll be fighting a lot shorter guys currently, which, to be fair, so I'm going to use that range, all of that, my height, just because I think that will give me a big advantage against opponents. But as well, as I move up in weight when I get older, because I'm still growing. Plus, it's like my great granddad, he was one of 7 brothers and only 6'4", and he was the smallest.
Wow.
So I think it's kind of in my genes and it's in my blood for me just to be a giant when I'm older. So I'm still growing, but like I'm then to use that to my full advantage. And I think kind of that imposing structure and that range will help me a lot.
Well,
wow. I tell you, I wouldn't want to stand next to you because I'm only 5 foot. I'm like this small. But yeah, no, a lot of your posts, we've seen you training outdoors. Where is it that you actually train?
I train in my garden.
Really?
Yeah, so with me, but I always say on my story, I always say it's not about what you have, it's about how you use it. Because you see so many people with these like massive home gyms and everything, whereas mine's just kind of a ghetto setup. I have a workout bench, which I didn't even have till not even like just 2 weeks ago. I started off with just a pair of dumbbells and a punch bag. That's all I started off with. And it's like literally punch bag, dumbbells, a skipping rope. That's all I have, like all I started off with. So it's like I have more equipment now, but it's like I keep it, because I don't have the room for it, I keep it in such a confined space. So I just kind of, like I said, with it being a ghetto setup, but it's like I just use it to my advantage.
Zach, you took part in the MTK Global 25 Push-Up Challenge for raising PTSD, anxiety, and depression awareness.
Yeah.
It was lovely to watch from our end. What did it mean to you?
It meant a lot to me, really, because I remember I just finished training that morning and I saw they put it up, and I just thought to myself, I was like, this means something to me, because I suffer with PTSD a lot as well, and you can see just globally how it can affect people and what it can lead to. And I just thought that I want to spread the awareness out there. I want to try and make a change. So just taking part in that was just something, it's just because it's something close to my heart as well. So I thought, if I do this, spread awareness, more people get aware about it, and just helps us all overall.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds really very inspiring.
Thank you.
So which boxer or boxers would you say you look up to?
That's a bit of a tough, like, past or present are we talking?
Either.
So currently, I'll say currently is probably Tyson Fury is my biggest inspiration out of like majority of boxers currently. Just like not only for just him in general, like his boxing ability, his personality and so on, but as well his story. So I have both books just over there that he's written that I've read. He's just such an inspiration to me, and it's like kind of as well when I was like I'm changing my life around. Like I was always inspired by him, especially from and like even more after his first Wilder fight, and as well I watched the second one live, and that kind of he inspires me so much, and it's just like I can't really put it into words really. But then as well, if we're talking just overall past, present, I'd say probably one of my greatest inspirations is the greatest himself, Muhammad Ali. Just because like I watch his clips all the time. I watch all his speeches. It's just because some people just think, oh, he was just a boxer, like to shout about a lot, but he did so much, not only just in boxing but globally, like for culture. He did so much, and he like that's the definition of greatness. Is he used his platform to do something better than anyone else. It's kind of like we see like with Marcus Rashford and so on, using their position to do something better for people.
That's lovely. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, wow. So boxers' dreams is to obviously turn pro. Do you know any thoughts on when you might apply for your process? And will that be as soon as you turn 18?
Currently, I'm not too sure. Like because I was thinking just move my way up in the amateurs, get into some championships and so on. Now I was thinking like a big dream of mine would kind of be Team GB and the Olympics as well. Just because like just having that behind me, just that under my belt as well. Because you see a lot of young fighters like me, like they just want to get straight into the professionals. They just want that straight away. And you see so many people like that. But it's as well, you just need to be careful with that. It's always, you just have to stay calm and collected. You can't think, because you like at the age of 18, I'd still have so much to grow. So I still have so much improvement, and I just want to be the best possible version of me before I turn professional. So whenever that will be, I don't know, but within the next 10 years, 100%.
The Olympics is a good door in, actually. You know, I mean, look at Anthony Joshua, he came in through the Olympics, and look at him now. So, Zach, final question. You know, you seem very hungry to chase your dreams. You know, where would you say you see yourself in 5 years from now? So, you know, you'll be 20.
Headlining at Wembley.
Love it. Can't wait to see you there.
Thank you.
We believe in you, Zach. Listen, best of luck for your boxing career. Tell the people where they can find you on social media. And if you do have any sponsors, you can shout them out.
So my Instagram is _Hawley_boxing. You can find any clips on there. Always happy to talk to people, whether that's about boxing, mental health, or so on. Currently don't have any sponsors, but if any companies see this and want to sponsor a rising star, you know where I am.
Go sponsor him.
Do it.
Zach, thanks again for joining us. It's been a lovely interview. So just to remind everyone, we are Katie and Sham at Boxing and Bantz, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Thank you for having me on. It's been nice.
You're most welcome.